Anil. Lovely to meet you and welcome to CoachBytes. This is an initiative by the ICF Mumbai Charter Chapter, and it's a real pleasure to be hosting you in the CoachBytes session. A quick introduction to Anil before we get around to doing the chat. So Anil is a very experienced professional with over 40 plus years of experience in the corporate, and also I think as an entrepreneur, an engineering graduate from the IIT Kharagpur. Did you say
Delhi.
that?
Delhi,
IIT Delhi. And having had worked in multiple industries, in production projects, in marketing, and also in human resources. And Anil is a recruitment specialist. He's worked in that field for a very long time. He shuttles between India and the US now. And of course, currently, I'm assuming you are in India, given all the lockdown.
Right now, very much in India.
Yeah. So welcome, Anil. And I'm really looking forward to having a lovely, free-flowing conversation with you. Over to you, Anil, before I ask you the first question.
Thank you, Sudakshina, for the lovely introduction. Well, I'm not really shuttling between US and India, but I visit US and Canada pretty often. That's about all I can say. But my main base has always been India and Mumbai.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that is it, and thank you very much.
So, well, Anil, a formal introduction is just maybe the tip of the iceberg. But I'm sure the viewers would want to know who Anil really is. Who's Anil as a person? What is your journey?
Well, the journey has been pretty long. It's been 45 years of after the graduation. Well, Anil as a person, I would say that Anil has been bashed, beaten, brought down, which is probably the reason that I am absolutely the opposite myself. When I see people, I would like to bring them up. When I see them in a problem, I would first sympathize with them. I would understand the problem. I would definitely be able to understand what they are going through. And I would like to bring them up rather than avoid them or push them down. So that is what I am, coupled with a little bit of wit and some sense of humor. So that's what I am.
Wonderful. So Anil, you said one of the pivots is bringing people up, contributing so that they can really realize who they can be. And that's something that you said is a cornerstone of your life.
That's right. See, when I see people struggling in their, in any aspect of their life, whether it is personal, professional, or, anything financial, I try to help them and understand their problem, because in a way I've been through that myself. So, I try to help them and overcome the difficulties.
So that brings me to the next question, which is so closely tied to the profession that you are in, which is coaching. So did coaching seek you, or did you seek coaching? How did you and coaching come together?
Well, I think that's a very interesting situation there. Probably coaching was seeking me and I was seeking coaching. We played a little bit of hide and seek. And finally, coaching caught me. I think it should have caught me a couple of years earlier. So having been in this field of recruitment, I have interacted with a lot of professionals, right from the junior manager levels till the CEO, CXO levels. And I found myself guiding some of them, in a way, even mentoring some of the junior candidates that came to me, meeting for interviews, asking for advice on the kind of job that they want. So I became, as much of an advisor to the clients, to the candidates, as a person who's helping them to get a job. There have been times when I've told the person not to leave the current job, even though it meant a lot to me and my client in whose company I was trying to push him. And the other way around also. told the person that, okay, you're wasting your time in this company, better get out, even if not where I'm suggesting, but you need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of things have happened. So, I mean, that's how it has been for the last almost 18, 20 years now. And then I came across, of course, a close friend of mine is the coach. He was my friend, philosopher, guide, mentor. I won't name him. And I thought that even I should give it a try. So finally, I asked him about the details and I said, okay, I'm also going ahead with it. And he was more than just happy. So I started my coaching journey from there.
How do you practice coaching, Anil? I mean, you just mentioned that you've been bruised, battered, but you didn't fall. You just rose, like
Yes,
a
I mean,
phoenix from all that experience.
I have been a fighter, you can say, never give up type of a person. So I also advise that to my clients. Now, how do I coach? That's a different thing because coaching after my so-called qualification, it has been a very short journey so far. But otherwise, I have been helping people find the right jobs for them, or even helping my client companies to find the right candidates for a particular position, advise them on why you should have this kind of a person and why not this kind of a person. So, as far as coaching, as for the ICF is concerned, my experience has been rather short, and I've been coaching some youngsters, college goers, and guiding them, or rather helping them understand what they would like to do in life. Some of them are just out of college.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, some of them are in junior entry level positions in their companies and how they would like to move forward, whether they would like to, go for further studies or move into marketing or stay on in production or go into finance or move on to banking or insurance. So there I have been helping a lot of people. Some of them, my barometer for my own test is some of them have gone out of their way to reschedule the meetings, which means they're really keen to have another session with me. So I think that is working in most of the cases.
So what I hear you say is that you help people find the right direction in their career. And when they are unsure of what should be their next step, you perhaps proactively help them to seek that.
That's right.
And that's a really noble thing to do. So, and hence I'm tempted to ask you. So,
Before
how do
that,
you see? Yeah, sure.
before that, I would like to say that there have been some small entrepreneurs whom I have helped also, not just
Mm,
finding the right people,
mm,
but even going a little professional from what they are doing. Generally, if you find entrepreneurs, they are everything all mixed in one. He's the accountant, he's the production manager, he's the sales director, and everything. So I have helped a couple of industries, a couple of entrepreneurs to set up their enterprise in a way that it can be a professional organization.
oh, that's really interesting. So you're helping entrepreneurs set up great organizations, stabilize them. So, okay, then I'm going to ask two questions to you. One is that how do you see coaching play a role in the recruitment space? Since you have been in the recruitment space for quite some time now.
I would say coaching and recruitment are totally different aspects. Although I thought that there will be a lot of similarities when I decided to become a professional coach. But in recruitment, what happens is different from what happens in coaching. In recruitment, you find the right person for the client company.
Mm-hmm.
But in coaching, you are actually coaching the person in being where he is or helping him in advancing his career. It's quite different. Or even his personal shortfalls in dealing with the bosses, dealing with the superiors, in dealing, in teamwork. So people generally have a lot of problems there, although they are satisfied with their jobs, but they don't realize. that the team is not happy with the boss, or the other way around. He may be very happy with the team, but he doesn't realize that the bosses are not bothered about him, but they're more bothered about the team that he is working with. So these are totally different aspects of the recruiting somebody or helping someone or some client company to recruit a person versus coaching a client company's officer or a client company's, I mean, a manager at his own level.
Well, that's a very interesting facet that you brought about, and it is so true. Um, when you were talking about it, I was just thinking that coaching has so much about the being part, whereas large part of the people focus on the doing part. And I heard you say about how you coach entrepreneurs. So, just for the benefit of the audience, how do you get the entrepreneurs to settle into who they are being while they are doing so many things to establish the organization?
Well, it depends from entrepreneur to entrepreneur. But one of the classic dialogues that I put across to them is that you are no different from Dhirubhai Ambani. One of the things that I tell my entrepreneurs to do is delegate. You need not be everything, because a whole lot of people, I have seen them. I'm the best tax consultant. I'm the best production manager. हमको पता है ये कैसे होना है. I'm the good electrician. So I tell them, no. You are an entrepreneur. Stick to one role. And of course, my initial dialogues, probably even maybe 1 or 2 hours or a little bit phone calls or going through the other people connected with him, that gives me the strategy to adopt for that particular
Wonderful. So, Anil, having worked in the Indian incorporation for so many years and seeing the different cycles that the Indian incorporation has gone through, so how do you see the future of coaching in India? What are some of the things that you would like to share with the audience?
Coaching per se has a very bright future, because I see that as a very different approach to helping people do better. But most of the corporates, they need to be given a little more information about what coaching is. Okay, and I think ICF is the Bombay chapter, Mumbai chapter, definitely is doing some good work in spreading the word around. But even then, I see that there is a lot more scope. Because I have been asked questions directly that, okay, with your kind of coaching, do you think my sales manager will get more sales? Do you think my accounts people are going to perform better? So, I mean, I have no answer to that. My only answer is to tell them that, look, if you have an atmosphere in your factory or in your office where everybody is a happy person, it makes a lot of difference. And I'm sure there are many people who are not happy or having their own problems, whether it is, with their colleagues or it's their home problems that they are bringing to the office, or it is an office problem that they are creating a hangama in their own house. All these things have to be addressed so that your employee as such, especially at the, mid or top management level, they should be, at peace with whatever decisions they are taking. There, they should not be going wrong.
Anil, I have another question for you. I don't know how you would like to answer it. So there are so many coaches all over. But when we look at how many of them really, take membership at the different charter chapters, those numbers correspondingly seem to be much lesser. So what do you think that, the members can do to let other coaches to also seek membership, whether it's ICF Global membership or if they're in Bombay, so, ICF Mumbai charter chapter?
Well, I think an outreach kind of program should be arranged. I think the Mumbai chapter definitely doing a very good job the recent webinars and webinars that have been arranged. I think the recordings of that should be broadcast to their friends and to the other corporates to make them understand that how good coaching can be, how much coaching can help. I think we are already doing a fairly good job, but maybe we need to put in some more efforts. Like the recent magazine that has come out should go beyond the world of the coaches and the members of the coaching federation.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the existing members can create more awareness that the benefits that they're harnessing by being a part of the ICF Mumbai Charter Chapter or any other charter chapter.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So that's just useful. I hope our audience is listening as well on that. So my next question is slightly different from the discussions that we've been having. So Anil, as you said, there are so many experiences that you've had in life, professional, of course, you've mentioned, and I'm sure even at the personal level, there would have been so much. So how do you blend Anil, who's the individual or the person, and Anil, the coach? There are these candidates who are coming and talking to you and you're helping them seek the next career opportunity. There are these entrepreneurs whom you're, helping to manage the organization. So how do you blend the person or the individual in you with the coach that you are?
I think that's a very difficult question because Anil as a person is one who always needed a lot of coaching or should have. And today Anil is a coach because I find myself coaching myself very often. There are times when I really feel upset about certain things. I feel lost as to what I should do next. And I feel lost as to how to handle a particular client company, I mean. And then I have to just think back and coach myself. So Anil as a coach and Anil as a person are two fairly different beings. So blending is definitely always required. To just sit down, a little bit of peaceful meditation. I'm not much into yoga. I do a little bit of peaceful meditation, go for walks. When I go for walks, I prefer to be alone. I'm in my own world. There are times when I come to certain decisions while I'm doing that, or there are just one or two close confidants in whom I can really trust and I can talk to them. And very often I have seen that talking to somebody just changes my way of thinking, So the fear that was there slowly builds up into a kind of confidence. So that's how I blend myself. Anil myself and Anil the coach.
Yeah, because what they say is that, when one becomes a coach, it's not like something changes overnight with the accreditations or the certifications, etc. But what it really does is that it just amplifies all that one has been and puts it into a structure which then benefits the clients or the coaches. So hence I asked you the question that, all that one experiences in life and all that one goes through, it definitely somewhere shows up as to how you coach people.
That's right.
So, I probably could be the last question. So experiences shape us, somewhere training sculpts us. So what do you think coaching does to an individual?
Coaching gives you a sort of confidence, number one. And then it helps you take a decision at times, even if it is wrong, it helps you take a decision when so many managers just sit and, whether I should do this or not, or whether I should do that or not, whether I should refer this to my bosses or I should discuss this with my team. But I think coaching helps the person take a call. And he feels that he's doing the right thing. So at least he's moving forward. He's moving on. And even if the decision goes wrong, he has the confidence to correct that mistake. And of course, there are times when he is right, he gets more confidence to do the right thing. And I think this kind of a philosophy helps in not just your workplace, but even in your relationships with your neighbors, with your family, with your friends, with your team, wherever you are, whether you're a, you know, rummy player or a bridge player or a golf player or something, it helps in all these places.
Yeah, as they say that, you coach the whole person and not coaching a problem to be solved.
Right. You're
So I
not
guess,
coaching, you're not solving a problem, and you're not even addressing that problem. You're addressing the person himself. What is
yeah,
it
or
that you
herself.
would like to do, and how would you like it to be done? How would you like that to happen?
Yeah, yeah. So with so many years of experience that you have and the seniority that you bring in, as a professional, what are some of the things that you want to tell young coaches, coaches who are starting off or maybe aspiring to become coaches? What are some of the advices, suggestions that you may want to give them?
Well, firstly, I would like to say that they should tell their prospective clients how important coaching is, rather than how important they themselves are as a coach. Coaching per se is still not very well known to many client companies, many clients. Many people think coaching, are nahi yaar, I'm everything is good with me. Why do I need a coach? Okay. And everywhere it doesn't work. Like you go to coaching classes for your 10th standard exams and your 12th standard exams. But people like to say, oh, no, I don't need any help. I can manage. Look at all this. I got a promotion, I got my increment, and I got this and I got that. I got this accolade, and so many people are praising me. I don't need a coach. So actually, coaching has to be, you know, sort of showcased in a different way,
Mm.
not as something that I will help you, but something I will coach you. Help you achieve something is different from coach you to achieve something better or do things in a way which is better.
Yeah, that's a very pertinent insight that you brought out. Yeah, it is not about helping to get a delta improvement in your life.
Right.
And I also the other important thing that you said, and I want to amplify it so that the audiences absorb it. You said that it's important to say what coaching or how good coaching is, and not to say how great a coach I am. So I think these are very, very important differentiators. It's nice talking to you and lovely to have this conversation, Anil. Is there something that you would like to share in the Coach Bite, which I may not have asked you and you may want to share?
Well, I would only like to say in CoachBytes to the ICF Mumbai chapter that they are doing a wonderful job. And really, all the volunteers are really working hard. And I think we are going in the right direction.
I'm sure Priya and the team will be so happy to hear this, coming from an ICF member.
I mean it. I really mean that.
Wonderful. Great. So I think that's what I had for today's conversation with Anil. And I do hope that everybody enjoys it, listening to it as much as I enjoyed having a conversation with. So Anil, more of these coming up, I'm sure, and we will leverage, you being a member of the ICF Mumbai Charter Chapter in more ways. And thank you for giving us time to be here at the Coach Bite.
Thank you very much, Sudakshina. It was great talking to you.
Lovely. All right. Have a great day ahead.
Okay, you too.